Hey guys, welcome to my Etsy channel. This is Nancy from nancybadijo.com and welcome to another episode of Etsy Shop Critique. If this is your first time visiting my YouTube channel and you're interested in starting an Etsy shop, or you're already an Etsy seller and interested in learning more about increasing sales, growing your social media, and growing your brand, then this is the place to be. Make sure that you go ahead and subscribe and make sure that you like, comment, and share this video. So let's go ahead and get started. So today I will be doing a critique on the store called The Squeaky Frog. And the store owner is Vicky. So thank you, Vicky, for allowing me to do a review of your beautiful shop. And normally what I do, guys, is that on a review, anything that I recommend, any tools, any links, I link them below the video. So below this video, if you click there, you'll find a little text box. And in there, you'll find all resources that I have talked about during the video and additional resources for Etsy sellers. So make sure that you click below to kind of see which ones you could apply for your own shop. So let's go ahead and get started. So normally what I do is I take one listing and I kind of critique that listing. So the listing that I picked from your store, Vicky, is this listing here. So the first thing I want to talk about is product photography. And product photography is very important when you sell in an e-commerce platform. And as you probably already know, the main reason why it's so important is because customers are looking at photos. They can't actually visit a store and feel the product or the texture, or touch the texture of the product. They can't wear the item. They can't physically see the item. So all they have to go by is a photo. So the photo has to be the most amazing photo you have taken of your product. It has to showcase the product in a complimentary way, shouldn't be cropped in any way. It should have a nice clear background. It should avoid distractions in the background. It should be to the point that when I see that listing, right, whenever the potential buyer sees that particular listing, they know exactly what they're buying. They shouldn't be confused. They shouldn't be like, okay, I don't know what I'm buying. Is it a sticker? Is it a notepad? What is it? They should know. As soon as they see the photo, they should know, oh, that's what it is. And they should be able to make an informed decision if they want to proceed to learn more about the listing, read your listing description, learn more about the shop, etc. However, you definitely need to make sure that your pictures are very, very clear. And like I said earlier, cropped in a complimentary way. Now, looking at this photo here, it's not cropped in a complimentary way. The reason why is because when you look at the photo, originally, it gets cut off. So all you're getting is this section of the photo when the actual photo is this big, right? It has a little ball on the top. So therefore, if I was browsing through Etsy search results, the picture's cut off. So right there, I would say the first thing you have to do is resize your photos, or make sure that you size them enough in your listing that they don't get cut off. That way, when the person is browsing through the search results, they see it, they know exactly what they're buying. Secondly, it is a bit confusing unless I read what I'm buying up here, which is a brooch, and or a pin, right? That you could pin it in your clothes. I would never know that. It could look like a sticker. It could look like a coaster. There's so many things that it could look like. So what I would recommend is redoing your photos again, because even though it is a clear, beautiful photo, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Just the fact that it's one, cropped off, and then secondly, I don't really know what I'm buying. Those two things right there will cause confusion. And no matter how amazing your product is, or your photo is pretty decent compared to other people, if people don't know what they're buying, then they're not gonna like click on the actual photo. A lot of people, as you probably already know, don't read the titles, or a lot of people like it's all about visual. So the first thing that they see is the photo, unfortunately. So what I would try to do is maybe try to even look at other stores that sell similar items like you, and try to see how they showcase their items. Maybe they have it on, maybe the first photo is wearing the actual item, that way people could relate to it and know exactly what they're looking at. And this could be like a second or third photo, because the photo is not bad actually. It's just that it doesn't really illustrate what I'm buying. So therefore that's where it causes a little confusion. And if there's a little confusion on what exactly the person is looking at, then the potential of them buying actually decreases. So that would be my first step. Um, good job at doing different variations of the photo, trying to, take different pictures of it. Um, so yeah, I mean, the next step is taking a photo that people could see it wearing it. That way people know exactly what it is. The second thing I want to talk about now is moving on is to SEO, right? So SEO it stands for search engine optimization. And SEO is basically when someone types in a keyword, whether it's on X search results or Google, Yahoo, Bing, etc. When they type in a keyword in a search engine, what pops up? And what you want to make sure that you do when you're doing your SEO research is that, one, you understand who is your target audience. Understanding your target audience is very, very important. That way, when you write your listing description and you're researching keywords, it becomes really simple to write for that ideal person. You want to also make sure that you stay away from keywords or tags that are too generic or too high in competition, because you would, one, if it's too generic, you're not targeting your target audience, and most likely generic keywords are very high in competition as well, because a lot of people use them, so you'll be buried in the search results. You want to make sure that your keyword um, has some competition but not that much, that you could still um, be found in the search results on the first page of Etsy organically. That's your main goal, to be found in the first page of Etsy. And what I do for any type of research, I use eRank. It used to be called XeRank. And eRank is a really, really great tool because it's for Etsy sellers, and it pulls data from the actual Etsy. So when you are researching your keywords, it's comparing the keywords based on Etsy's feed, versus if you use Keyword Planner, or you use any other automated software tool out there, is comparing the keywords from Google. So therefore, you don't want to use that information, because you might find out that a keyword in Google maybe doesn't get searched as much, but maybe on Etsy it does. So therefore it backfires on you, and you're using keywords that you're never going to be found. So I recommend either using eRank or using any type of tool that is associated with Etsy, that's pulling data from Etsy. That way you could get accurate numbers when you're researching your tags. Now, looking at your keywords, the one thing I would say is that a lot of them are either too much in competition, too low in competition, or no competition. So, for instance, the reason why Barnum Circus here doesn't come up with data, that's because when there's a keyword that not too many people are searching for on Etsy, it doesn't pull up any data. So this would be the first one I would get rid of, just because of that. Secondly, you don't want to use a keyword that's too broad. Carnival is too broad. If you were to go, or too generic, if you were to go to Etsy.com and you type in the word carnival, you're going to notice that you're going to get a ton of different things. All carnival related, but you're going to get, these are popcorn balloons, you're getting anchors over here for some reason. You're getting a fish, a carnival party fish. You're getting shirts. you're getting circle letters, but as you can see, you're not targeting your target audience. And I know that one of the things that you said on the email that you sent me was that you get a lot of favorites and a lot of people like your store, but not a lot of sales. And a lot of times the reason why is because you're showing your products to the wrong people. So that's might be the reason one of the reasons why you might get a lot of likes. However, people are not really interested in your product, so therefore they're not buying at the given moment. Now, another thing you could see, not only is the word too generic, is also too many people competing for that keyword. There's 69,000 other people competing. So right now, if you wanted to rank on the first page of Etsy, it's going to be very difficult because there's 69,000 people trying to do that as well. If you were to run an Etsy ad or promoted listing, your cost per bid will be higher because there's so much competition. And there are going to be people out there willing to pay $2, $4, $5 per click for that keyword. So if you also lower your cost per bid, like let's say you decide I'm going to pay 10 cents per click. If you did that, then you're also going to be buried, even though you're running ads, you'll be buried somewhere at the bottom of the search feed because Etsy's going to prioritize who's paying more. So the people that are willing to pay, let's say $3 per click, are going to be in the first page versus the people that they want to only pay 10 cents. So therefore, using a keyword that's too generic, you're not targeting your audience. 2, you're not going to be found organically. And 3, your cost per bid to compete for that keyword is going to be ridiculous high. So it really doesn't do you any favor using keywords like that. So what I would do is just go back and any keyword that is too generic, this one's too generic, this one's too generic here, this one is too generic here. Keywords are too generic, you need to remove them. And you need to think about what exactly are you selling. And you need to describe your item using those targeted keywords. I recommend using Rank, and I recommend just going back and making sure that one, the competition, the Etsy competition of that particular tag is like medium. You don't want it to be too low or too high either. So you want to make sure that, let's say for instance, this is a good number here for competition. And then what you want to do also is make sure that your Etsy search results, like how many people are searching for that keyword monthly. If you're getting something like 0 keywords per month or 0 to, let's say 100 keywords per month, then it doesn't work because what happens now is that you're not going to get that much people to go to your shop because that particular keyword is not popular at all. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you use keywords that people are searching monthly for, and you want to make sure you use keywords that are somewhat has competition but not too much competition, and you also want the keywords to have some type of engagement. Having that combination of those 3 is going to really, really help you with your keywords. Once you find those keywords, you did the research and you have the new keywords, what you want to do is you want to take the main keyword and put it in the beginning of your sentence. And you want to take that same keyword and put it in your meta description. Now, with keywords, when you put it in the beginning of the sentence, it's important to put the one that describes the item to the T. You also want to do the new changes that Etsy took in place. So before, this is how I have mine too. You will put all your keywords. Now what they're trying to do is make sure that the title is easy to read for customers. So what you want to do is include your main keyword and give a short description of what you're selling. And then what you want to do is put the main keyword here and then write a compelling message or a compelling section of what you're selling. So for instance, this is what people see on Google when they search you. They're going to see the title and then they're going to have the meta description. So right now your meta description needs work because the meta description has to be something that entices the person to want to click and learn more about the product. So you want to definitely write something that is going to entice someone to learn more about the product or service that you're selling. So this is how the meta description gets pulled from the top of your description, and is usually the first 155 characters. And then additionally, what you want to do is take those keywords, the new keywords, and you want to sprinkle them throughout your listing description. So you want to optimize your listing description with your tags. You want to make sure they sound natural and they roll in with whatever you're writing. So don't just stuff keywords, but make sure that they go into that sentence that you're putting them in. And this is just another way to get optimized the correct way, optimize your page. It's called on-page SEO factor. And it also helps you rank higher on Etsy, because now anytime somebody types in those tags, Etsy looks for those query in different shops, and then you will rank higher in the search results. So you definitely want to do that. Now, the third thing I want to talk about is listing description. And your listing description pretty much is what it sounds. It describes what you're selling. The first thing that you want to make sure that you do as an Etsy owner is make sure that you build credibility and trustworthiness with people that want to buy from you. And you want to make sure that you include anything and everything about this particular listing. So you want to include how to order, what's included, the size, the color, the material is made of, the shipping policy, return policy. If you have any matching items that go with it, this is the section to put it in. But you want to make sure that you don't leave anything out. And there's different reasons why you want to do that. One, you want to build a store that builds credibility and you're telling the customer straightforward what they're getting. Two, it helps avoid unnecessary questions to you, right? Unnecessary messages like, hey, I'm interested in buying this, but I'm confused about when would I receive it or what material is made of. If you have all this information there, it just helps the buyer make an informed decision at that given moment, versus for them to leave your page and go somewhere else, or message you, and then by the time you see that message and you respond back, they already purchased somewhere else. So instead of losing the sale, or instead of them messaging you, if you put out the information very detailed, most likely you will get the sale. I do think that you did a good job with your listing description. The only thing you will need to fix is the meta description on the top, and then write some type of enticing reasoning why they need to buy your product. You need to play with people's emotions when you sell. Tap into those emotions of why they should buy your product. And I mean, you do a pretty good job. I think it would benefit to do sections. Not necessarily that you have to. I just find it easier to read. So for instance, if you look at one of my listings here, I have it broken down into sections. So I have description, what's included, how to order, what you will receive, returns and refunds, etc. And this helps the person know what they want to read and where they want, what they were looking for at that given moment, that they're going to probably make up a decision of whether buying from you or not. So right now it looks like a long paragraph, but if you break it into sections, it will look more visually appealing and easier to skim through it. So that will be my recommendation for you. And the last thing that I normally talk about is the curation of your shop, and it's just the overall look of your shop. The first thing I would say is get a new banner. No need to repeat your logo here and here because you have it already now 3 different spots. But I think that you could update your banner to something nicer. It's not bad looking at all either, so don't feel like I'm knocking it either. I just think that you can make it more professional in the sense that you could add your products to it, and you could add your handle. Like if you have social media, you could add all your social media handles. Maybe you could put your hours of operation. Stuff like that is very, very useful If you were to look at the most prominent shops out there, the ones that are very, very huge, that's what they normally do for their shops. I do like the fact that you have a photo of yourself, and it's a beautiful photo. The reason why is because when you buy on Etsy, people want to know who they're buying from. It's more of a personal purchase because they know they're going to get something handmade or something custom made. So they want to know who they're buying from. They want to connect with the buyer. So it's a different experience when you buy an Etsy versus when you buy like on Amazon. You could care less who you're buying from. But when you buy on Etsy, you do want to know who you're buying from. So normally a photo of yourself, of your face is usually pretty good, and you did a really good job with it. Um, let's see. You do have updates, which are nice. I would do updates more frequent. The reason why is because if anybody favor your store, anytime you do an update, they get an automatic notification that you updated something in your shop. So therefore, you will get constant traffic all the time if you did it in a regular basis. Like let's say you did it like twice a week or something. I do like your About Me section. So good job for doing that. The only suggestion for the About Me section will be adding photos, maybe adding a photo of you creating one of your products or just a photo of yourself as well. Good job for adding your social media links. Good job for putting another picture of yourself and a little bit about yourself. So, and your products are beautiful, by the way. I don't know if I said that earlier or not. They're very, very beautiful. I think that you also try to do branding in the sense that you have the same background color. If I saw this one on Etsy search results and I saw, let's say, this one or that one, I know they're coming from the same shop. And that's really important to do that. Now, if I saw this one or these two here, then yeah, it does look like from different shops because the background is different. So what I would say is have consistency. If you were to update your photos and take my advice, I would say just keep the same background. Make sure your photos are not cutting off the product. That way the person could see the full product. A lot of people don't click. They're just looking at the photo the first time. So if it's cut off, then they might not, they might think that's what they get. So make sure that the photo is not cutting off the product. Your reviews are great, so obviously, your products are beautiful, so it just makes sense why people are giving you great, great reviews. So those are my suggestions. I mean, I think for the most part, you have a unique store, you have unique gifts. Um, the only thing would be just to take the photos to another level, maybe update your banner, and definitely work on SEO. The SEO part is so important because SEO is how you're gonna get found, and it doesn't matter. You could, upgrade your store, change the banner, put the most amazing photos, but if no one's finding your products, or you're barely getting any traffic in your store, then you won't make any sales. So you definitely want to work on all of them. And don't just update your SEO and not your photos. Everything works together. So therefore, make sure that, you do all of it. You could do like, let's say you work on 2 listings per day. You don't have to overwhelm yourself by doing so many in one day. So these are my tips, guys. I want to create a sense of community where we all come together and we help each other out. So if you guys have any tips for Vicky, or if you currently sell similar retro inspired jewelry like she does, and you have any tips, make sure that you leave them below and make sure that you leave a comment. So thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye.